Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. Every week I have a different guest come on and give us a wonderful, fun, hilarious, comedic tour through their imaginary dream home. It's surreal. It's a ton of fun. It's the only not safe for work real estate podcast, at least on Earth. I don't know about the rest of the universe. Super good times. It's brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky, your local Southern California realtor. I am the only realtor in Southern California, and I would love to be of service to you. If you're thinking about buying a house, selling a house, or you're just curious about real estate things, stats and whatnot, you don't even know what you want to do, but you know you want to speak to someone that knows about real estate, dude, I would love to chat with you. Hit me up. My Instagram, JONSHEFSKY. You can message me on there. You can hit the call button and actually just call my phone. And you can also send me a message, an email at fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com. My guest today is one of my dearest homies, one of my best friends, and a road dog. We've traveled together, made a bunch of stuff together, filmed together, worked on things together, and it's just a pleasure. He's a riff machine. We always get into wordplay. We're silly. And this episode, I think this episode has all of it. It has us being silly, doing a bunch of wordplay, goofing off. It's like if you like the Marx Brothers and like weird, like just silliness, I think you're really going to enjoy this episode. And his house is fire, dog, as my friend from Georgia once said. It's fire, dog. Sandro Iocolano. He's a sweetheart and a genius riffer. This episode's going to be great. Here it goes. In the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this. Describe yourself in one word. Don't use two. The last guy tried it, and you know what happened.
Silly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is it because it rhymes with the word Billy?
Yeah. Was that the other person who used two words?
No, that was a goat.
Oh, God.
It was a billy goat. It was a silly goat. When I turned my head, he tried to slit my throat. That fucking billy goat is a murderer and cannot be trusted. That's a song.
Remember that commercial? Remember that cartoon where like was the billy goat who ate everything? It was that dog, and there was a Billy the goat. And
no.
Then that dog was always like, "It's Billy, boy, 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 boy." And it was like some like redneck dog, and there was this billy goat that kept eating everything.
Really?
He'd be in the back of the car, and then like he looked back, and like half the back of the car was missing.
No, I would love to see this commercial. Is it animation?
It's a cartoon.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is an animation.
It's
you all know it's a cartoon. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's...
My buddy ordered a beer the other day at a restaurant, and they said, it's $4 for domestic beers. He's like, so Golden Road, which is brewed in L.A., and the guy's like, no, domestics. He's like, okay.
Yeah, but...
The guy's like, Coors Light or Bud Light. We're like, but Golden Road's in L.A. He's like, no, it's the domestic beers. We were like, okay, we'll take a bud.
What about the word domestic is so foreign to people?
Straight to your dome.
Right, yeah, exactly. So dome is local. So you should think,
That's the name of my rap group, Local Dome.
Local Dome.
Local Dome, bro. It is very foreign, though, to me. Yeah. All vocabulary is foreign.
Oh, all of it.
It's the LA Forum. It's forum to me.
It's one of my staples.
They say, when in Rome, it's all forum to me. The staples. It's one of the This is the gibberish intro to our show. That's the best, dude. When we riff, when we play with words.
Oh, words with play.
Words with friends with words.
Yeah.
Playing with words.
I like ass play and wordplay. That's
one of them tastes better than the other. Depends on if the word showered or not.
That's true. Exactly.
I'll be here all week.
Is it a verb or a noun? I mean, oof.
Right.
I don't know.
About.
I'm pronoun.
Are you pronoun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'm amateur noun.
Are you?
Yep.
I used to be antonym, but I like nims now.
I'm an Uncle Nim.
I knew it. You look like an Uncle Nim.
Uncle Nim, gather around, kids. It's Christmas time with Uncle Nim.
It's a pretty nice job.
Oh yeah, that place in France.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like a place. It's super nice.
Smart. It's very smart. Nice. It's very smart. It's very nice. No, it's smart.
No, it's smart.
We're talking about Nice. In France? No, Portugal, Spain. In Paris, in the hotel in Vegas. They don't have other countries in Vegas, do they, for the hotels?
No, I don't think so. Paris is the only one.
They had like a Hotel Nigeria, Hotel Rwanda.
Hotel Rwanda?
Vegas. Everything's gambling here, folks. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, the bathroom is going to be where you're going to lose a lot of your money and health.
Is that because of the food?
I think so, yeah. Probably because, if it's like anything themed like towards the country.
Do you like Vegas?
I don't.
Do you see yourself as a Vegas comedian?
No.
Okay.
I don't see myself as a Vegas patron.
No?
I don't like Vegas.
What's your favorite thing about Vegas, then, if you don't like it?
My favorite thing? The hotel room. I like if I'm in Vegas is because I'm like, if like I'm there working or something. I don't gamble, really. I don't drink, especially for, as a cost of, it's so cheap in Vegas to drink. So.
But if you sit by the slot machines, they bring you drinks.
Right, but then I don't gamble. And I can only pretend to put a nickel into things so many times. I mean, I might video poker, but it's such...
They come out and give you a SAG award. You're like, you are such a great actor, sir. You've spent 23 cents and you've drank 4 rum and cokes.
Yeah. I like to sit at the slot machines, and make pretend like if I'm going to make like a video or something like that. That's as much as I'll sit there. I don't like to gamble.
You don't like the buffets?
Buffets are nice. Yeah. Those are gluttonous.
They are.
But I can only really have one plate. After that, everything else is just gross.
That's how I feel. I'm like, what? I could spend the same amount just at a nice restaurant and still walk out and be like, that was good. I never walk out of a restaurant going, I am so hungry still. I mean, once in a while it happens at in a bad scenario. But in general, you go to a nice place and spend $40 on your meal, $50 on your meal, you're going to walk out full and satisfied.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to I always feel like pressure when I'm at a buffet.
Oh, same here.
I have to have another plate.
100%.
Or I'm doing myself wrong.
The only time that I've never had another plate is when, like, if I'm there from work or whatever and they comp it and it's part of the employee thing or whatever, then I have one plate. But if it's me paying, I have to have 2 plates. And I have to go and get dessert and some stupid thing where it just ruins the whole week.
It just depends how depressing the show was.
Yeah.
If you do comedy, like when was the last time you were in Vegas?
That's right.
Hawking up some of that buffet still, huh? Prime rib from the Rio?
I was giving my cat CPR in his butt earlier.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, raspberries. They're not just for kids' bellies.
No, they're
you
for
can
cats.
do them on your cats too.
For cats.
But you do get their fine hair, which is 1,000 times thinner than a human hair. So before you know it, you're covered in cat hair.
Yeah, it's worth it though.
Oh, dude, cat bellies, dude, they love it.
Oh, they're the best.
They show you by clawing your eyes out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My cats like it though. They like when their belly's rubbed. They like it too much.
My cats like to communicate through biting me as a friendly thing.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, like little
the chin,
little bushy, like
bushy will chew on my chin.
Chews
I'll
chin.
Like, ow! Like I'll actually be in pain, but he gives me the cat look of like, what? I just love you. I'm just giving you some love.
Yeah, I want to bite your face off.
I want to bite. Do you ever bring your cats to Vegas?
No,
you should.
I think next time I will.
They love Vegas. I've noticed that when I bring my cats, which is every Saturday, by the way, they love the MGM Grand because of the whole lion theme.
Oh, that's a great point.
They absolutely don't ever bring your cats to Vegas.
No, God, I would never bring my cats anywhere.
There's a cat trade of kidnapped cats, so you have to be careful.
Wow, because I heard there's like a cat shortage in Vegas, so people bring their own, and then other people want them.
So the Nevada governor declared a state.
There's a cat shortage. Is there a cat shortage anywhere? I feel like cats are just always everywhere.
There isn't a cat shortage. I was in Israel like 15 years ago, and like no one throughout my whole life told me that there's a ton of cats in Israel. But when you're walking around like Tel Aviv, you're like, where are all these fucking Jewish cats coming from? And you find out like there's just a crazy, I don't know, a cat infestation. Is that the word? And not to be rude to the cats.
No, that's fine. I mean, I think they know.
Socks and boots are sitting over there like ears wiggling. Infestation, huh?
I mean, these cats are different. They have, they have Amazon Prime boxes and bean bags to sit in, so they have like their own. I don't think they care about any other cats.
That's where the saying comes from. It's a cat's life.
It's a cat's life. Yeah, right? Yeah.
You know what I love when you and I get together and riff? It becomes absurdity, and it's okay. If it's just me in a conversation with somebody else, it's like, they're not going to understand the absurdity, John. Don't use that. Riff.
Oh, yeah.
With you, I'm like, I could just be absurd, and it's so wonderful. It's a lovemaking.
It's beautiful, but it's also to the point where, like, if, like you said before, like if I'm with somebody else and I say this, and sometimes it comes out of my brain because I'm just so comfortable. Like if you and I have talked, then the person that I'm with is like tugging my shoulder, or like my arm, like, stop. Don't! You're embarrassing me. Like,
someone's standing next to you.
I'm like, oh no, okay, yeah, you're right. And then the person, 50-50 if they get it or not. And if they do, it's more like
Yep. I've done the opposite of connecting. I have alienated with that riff. I promise you, I'm a level-headed human. I'm just kind of a Marx brother. That's all, sir.
Yeah.
Man, please don't go anywhere. And it's just you by yourself looking in the mirror. All right, ready to start the day.
Yeah.
If you could describe yourself with one color, what would it be? If you were a color, if you could change every particle of your body into a color right now and just be that color, if that was your sentence, you're like, I'm dying. I will now become a color.
Green.
Green?
I've always liked green.
Green's beautiful.
Green's beautiful. And I also feel like sometimes I could be a green screen, which means that I can be a chameleon. Mm-hmm. But ultimately,
a stand-up chameleon.
Stand-up chameleon.
Sorry, I couldn't help
I could
that
be
one.
a stand-up chameleon.
Folks, I'll be here all week because my hands are stuck to this branch.
I thought you were going to say you're going to be here all veal. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting because he's very, very young and supple, and very tender.
Do you ever feel weird about eating veal? You're like, man, is this fucked up? Because it's so delicious.
I don't eat it often enough, but when I do, I just think like you. Is that what you're?
I bust out veal out of my backpack.
I can't believe a veal. You have, oh my god, he has a veal parmesan
and
sub.
It's just veal. There's no bread on it because I'm low carb.
Right. So you had them replace the bread with more veal.
That's right.
So it's just veal
It's from
shaped bread.
KFC in Beverly Hills. It's veal with 2 pieces of veal on the outside as the bun.
Oh, that sounds great.
I always feel bad. I'll eat it. Like there's an Italian place in L.A. Well, there's a couple of Italian places in L.A.
Yeah, just one or two.
Technically, I'm at one right now.
Yeah.
Osteria Mama, they have outstanding veal, breaded veal. That's just
they
amazing.
have good. Yeah. See, I don't feel bad because I usually get the whole thing. If I get the veal, I get the eyes, I get the teeth, I get the bone structure. I keep
the birth
everything.
certificate from the cow.
Birth certificate from the cow. I want to make sure that it's young. How come it's okay? You can't. Young calves. That's pretty messed up.
I was looking at your legs, by the way. Speaking of young calves, those things are.
Oh yeah.
You go up a couple steps every now and then.
Every once in a while. I've been fat my entire life, so
it builds the calves up.
It builds the legs up. Yeah,
it builds up the legs. You have a little bit extra weight. People complain about extra weight, and it's like, no. I'm doing squats right now.
Oh, you can tell if somebody was like fat their whole life and then they lost weight because their legs will be like a little,
Oh yeah,
more football-y.
Football-y?
Soccer-y.
Like they have footballs in their legs?
Footballs in their legs.
Have you ever had a pedicure?
No, I've never. I don't like people knowing I have feet.
You got beautiful shoes on. Come on, I know there's some nice little toesies in there.
Yeah, that's why I have the beautiful shoes to
cover up your disgusting feet.
Terrible,
dude.
They're not disgusting. They're just smelly.
I don't like pedicures. I've gone with my wife before. I've gone for Kamel's birthday. I went with him too. I've gone to get a pedicure. I'm not a huge fan of having anyone clipping at my nails, but when they massage your calves,
it feels good.
Calves, it's just freaking.
I do like the massage, but the feet thing, I don't know.
You could probably go keep your shoes on. Be like, can you just massage my iron calves? They go through so much to get me here. They deserve it. My dogs don't need a rest.
You keep your shoes on during a pedicure.
You put it in the water. Water thing. Just your shoes. Like my dogs don't need a rest, but my oxes.
My oxes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Maybe like if they could brush every one of my leg hairs.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
You're Italian, man. You've got about the same as I.
There's a lot of leg hair.
You got a lot of leg hair.
I've had it very young.
If you're a cat, though, there'd be a lot more.
Oh yeah, they lick my leg.
Can you imagine if you had much hair?
Oh, as a cat?
As a cat,
jeez,
and not being able to see your skin.
I feel like I feel like hot already. Like with the amount of hair I have, it's very suffocating.
But
I can imagine.
It also guards your olive skin from the hot Italian sun.
That's true. The hot Italian sun.
The hot Italian sun. Not talk about your kid. The hot Italian sun. The one in the sky. The hot Italian sun. It's burning my flesh.
93 million miles away.
That's right. It takes 8 minutes to get here, but I can get you a nice pizza before that.
Isn't that crazy? That thing up there in the sky that's 93 million miles away creates life and then kills that same life it creates.
That is fucking dark.
It's not
we
dark.
We got ourselves a sun worshiper, folks. He's going to explain to you why the sun is our God. George Carlin did it in like one of his last specials, and I feel like Josh Homme has a song on one of the Queens of the Stone Age
where he talks about the sun.
The sun is his God, and it's a logical explanation. I'm not going to fight with him, especially if the sun's on his side. You've seen what it does to my skin without sunscreen on it.
Oh my God, I'm not going to sunblock it.
I'm always fascinated by the fact of how far the sun is and how long it takes light to get here, and how potent it still is.
Oh yeah.
Like how if you hold your hand out, it's hot to your hand, and it's hard to comprehend as a little old human being on planet Earth.
Oh yeah, and the fact that how big it is too, and it's still 93 million miles away. So how big is this thing?
That it's that giant in our sky.
Yeah, it's that giant in our sky. and it's 93 million miles away. You know how many football fields that is? Like 3. That's 100 million football fields.
You're a comedian, not a mathematician, so
no, I don't know.
I'm not going to. Let me tell you something. When it comes to solar system real estate, you've really got to check your acreage. You don't seem to know the
I don't know. I would be,
but it's far, dude. It's super far for it to be that giant. So it's very hard to comprehend that it can burn you from that far away.
Oh yeah, like it'll fade the. And this is man-made stuff, but it'll fade the paint on your car. Like, isn't that ridiculous?
Mine specifically, like it's mad at me.
Like it'll fade on your car specifically.
Not my car. Your car.
Well, my car too. My car, the only thing it faded so far was the spoiler on the top. Spoiler alert! It's faded.
If you could be any planet in our solar system, what would you be and why?
Any planet?
That's right. And you can invent your own planet too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. I would probably be a hybrid between Mars and Venus, because I always felt like
Venus.
I always felt as Venus, or Vars.
Vars,
which I've been watching a lot of Veronica Mars, which I've been calling Vars lately.
Nice.
Well, interesting, because I always find it funny that you can see Mars so closely, like you can actually like see the color of it.
Yeah,
and it's one of the planets where it gets me excited to look up at the sky when I see it. I'm like, whoa, that's Mars. So I think Mars would be the closest one, because I feel like I'm close to things, but far enough away from them to either really enjoy them or to go, oh, I wish I was closer. Like that's kind of I've always kind of felt that way. So I feel like Mars was like that. And then Venus, because so I guess because of the fact that like men and women
are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah.
Is that how the book goes?
I think something like that.
That was a relationship book that was like just trying to let people know. I think they could have summed it up in one page. Like, we're different. So like embrace the fact that it's like a Dr. Phil thing. Yeah. Right? Now, what you need to do is realize that your wife and you are two different people. Embrace that.
Yeah.
And expect there to be some conflict.
Yeah, he's really good. That's a really good impression. I like that a lot.
That's the only one I do. That's the impression that I get. Mighty Boss Stones, that's my other impression.
That's another one too. I love Mighty Boss Stones. They're a fucking great band.
Do you like the Meaty Boss Stones? It's actually a Chef Boyardee special they did when the ska was really... It was when ska was big. It was in the 90s. Chef Boyardee did a run of all the ska bands. They did Operation Ivy and O's.
Oh, okay.
Really good. It was meatless though. It was just the spaghetti.
Okay. I took that for a walk one time, and stir fry. I'll eat it.
You know what? I'm with you.
Yeah,
I got what you said. I took it for a walk.
Yeah,
and then you said stir fry.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Stir fry from Futurama. Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
there you go. I'm with you.
Philip J.
If you're still listening to our craziness,
that was Philip J. Fry from Futurama singing his best hits of the 2000s.
The why not 2K is what I always said. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why does everybody have something against 2K?
What's the problem? Yeah, you got a better option, buddy. Would you live on Mars?
Would I live on Mars?
Would you, if you could?
I think I would. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would live there.
Well, what would you do for a living? Do you think there's going to be comedians on Mars?
I don't know. As long as there's resources there, I don't know if I have to do anything for a living. So if I'm the only person there, then I'll probably just live for a living. But I'll probably hike a lot because I think it looks pretty cool to hike.
It looks scary though. In Total Recall, it's like if you fall and trip, which you do all the time when you hike.
Yeah,
you break your thing open, and then you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then you're flying into pieces.
But then, which is worse, like hiking on Mars, or what's scary? Hiking on Mars, with the information we know from Arnold Schwarzenegger and recently Colin Farrell. What do we know?
Oh yeah, there's a new Total Recall. Again, I'm dating myself.
Surprisingly,
there's only one Total Recall.
Surprisingly, not a good movie.
It wasn't.
The remake, because normally remakes are all like the best. You know, the remakes and reboots are always the best versions of the story, because obviously the first one wasn't as good. You're like, oh, this is a great, unbelievable story. I love it.
We need you to make it better.
Do it again.
That's right.
You know, it's like, oh, your shoes are tied perfectly. Tie them again for me.
Remake Beetlejuice,
with
please.
different hands. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, I can't wait for that movie.
Are they remaking Beetlejuice?
Yeah, apparently Beetlejuice is going to be
the wrong movie to remake. It doesn't need to be remade.
No, it's perfect.
Re-release it. Do 3D goggles or whatever so we can be in there.
Yeah, do a re-release.
Don't remake Beetlejuice, but on Mars, what do you think? You know, because people talk about going there as a civilization and setting up basically a colony on Mars.
Right.
Is it feasible? Does it sound like a good thing? I mean, like I love going outside. So the idea of like, oh, you can't go outside. I'm just like, no, that doesn't That doesn't equate to happiness.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me that I have to like suit up. You know, I have to like wear a lot of different. If me and the atmosphere don't get along, like right off the bat, like I don't know if I'm gonna want to be there.
What if you and the successful hip hop artist atmosphere got along?
I think that'd be kind of cool. He's got a very interesting background. I know nothing about it. He's
from Minneapolis, Minnesota. What if they put him on Mars? They're like, well, we don't have an atmosphere. We've got the atmosphere.
He's gonna blow up, because then he just slowly just.
And then Mars is gone, kaputs.
He's gone.
Terrifying.
Or he just blows up, because as you know, in like Total Recall, you just expand because there's no oxygen.
I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about that. Like if before you'd even have a chance to rip apart, I think he said
you just suffocate.
I think he said your blood boils, and not out of anger.
Oh wow!
Damn it! Why didn't they make these suits stronger? No, your blood literally boils, and you just sizzle into just particles. I think that's what he said. I could be paraphrasing, quoting the wrong guy.
Just to hear sizzle into particles is pretty funny.
Are you hungry? You're like,
it sounds delicious.
Some garlic.
Yeah, particles of like stuff. What would be one more scary though? Like, I'll be on Mars or hiking on Jupiter, where you're just jumping from debris, just all this different. Because Jupiter's just a bunch of debris. It's caught in
like. Does it even have a solid surface?
No. I'm like gases and like
when they kicked Pluto out of the planets. It's like, listen, you might have your definition for planets, but if I can't fucking stand on something, it ain't a fucking planet, buddy. Give it another name.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like it's just a controlled mass. It's just a whirlwind of shit that's just happened to be spherical enough.
God, I wish you were my science teacher. He's like, today we're talking about Jupiter is it's basically just it's like a tornado of like who gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, are you really a thing? Yeah.
Jupiter, that's another huge thing that it's hard to comprehend. Like when they express that little storm on it, they're like, oh, you can fit 25 Earths in the size of that little storm. It's like a little mole on the side of it. I'm just like, how are things this big?
Yeah, how is that big? And also, that kind of, because when I hear that kind of stuff, I'm also like, yeah, but I don't need to know that in my mind, because it's such a ridiculous thing that I'm like, oh, wow.
So you can get through the contemplation and the because I get frustratedly wrapped up in some sort of spiral of like, I can't comprehend infinity and it's driving me nuts.
Oh, the fact that, well, all it does is reassure the fact that there are other life forms.
Like non-biological life forms?
Yeah, because we are so small in... But you mean like non-biological, like just on the univer's? Like I mean, like other,
I don't know if you meant spiritual or just you just
spiritual,
mean other
biological, non-biological. I think there's a lot more consciousness throughout the universe than there is, than people think there's not. I'm so glad I said that way.
I wish you were my science teacher. It would just be fun to just be.
Yeah. Hey, you guys heard of planets and stuff like that, and then the alien life forms. Guess what? Things different than maybe what you thought they could have been.
All right, recess.
All right, everybody, put down your pencils and take out your lunch boxes.
Let's grab.
Let's play dice.
And then you press play on your boombox, and Andrew Dice Clay comes on.
Yeah.
Hickory, dickory, Jupiter. Can you believe how fucking big is Jupiter?
Yeah. He had that nailed. Yeah, him and Carl Sagan, they did an album together, I think.
Oh, I wish Carl Sagan did if Carl Sagan did a Andrew Dice Clay impression.
Hillions and hillions and hillions. I never actually said the term billions and billions.
So stupid. Oh, dude.
Oh, I wish Andrew Dice Clay did an impression of Carl Sagan. I wish he was like that, funny.
Okay, if Andrew listens to this, or Eleanor, there's going to be shit to pay for all of us.
No, God, no. I love Andrew Dice Clay.
I feel like I've met him, but I don't know if I have over the years.
I feel like you've met him, too.
Oh, dude, the Riff Festival has begun. If you're listening to this, you were hoping for some form of a buffet of words, then grub down until you're sick to your fucking stomach.
Yes, have a shit.
I like cursing because it's a free country and I still can.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
My favorite part of country is
Sandro,
and I'm an arborist.
Podcast.
And I'm an arborist.
Which arbor do you work at?
The San Pedro.
San Pedro Arbor. Mm-hmm. That's where all those wooden ships come into dock.
Well, you got to branch out, There's a lot of different trees.
Oh, that was a really good pun. You got to branch out.
Oh, thanks, man.
Fiech, you're good, man.
Yeah.
That was German for fuck.
Yeah?
Fuck, you're good, man.
Oh, dude. Fuck, you're good, man? Like,
if John Goodman was your concubine, then I would say, go ahead
love John
make
Goodman.
Sweet love to John Goodman. I love him too.
Yeah, he's great.
He's an amazing actor.
He's an amazing actor. I don't think I've watched a movie where I'm like, I don't like this movie, because he's got good taste in things.
He's able to play it all.
Yeah.
Like Jim Carrey or Will Ferrell. They just can be like serious. Or Will Forte again, another Will.
Will Forte is incredible.
Or Will Arnett. Although, have I seen Will Arnett be serious? But yeah.
I'm not sure if I've seen Will Arnett be serious. I have seen him be at my doctor's office.
Really? Mm-hmm. Will Arnett was at your doctor's office?
Yep.
That's when you know you're going to a good doctor. When you see like a healthy celebrity.
Oh
there.
yeah, she charges insurance companies a lot of money.
That is not the sign of a good doctor.
Yeah, of course
she
it
charges
is.
the insurance company. No, it's that she's a thorough, good doctor that is keeping Will Arnett alive. Like, if she can keep one of our nation's treasures alive,
Oh God, yeah.
then by golly, she's good enough for Sandro.
He's the guy who played Philip Banks on what was his name? Devin Banks on 30 Rock. Philip Banks was
when he
the father in
T.
Yes.
Oh yeah. 30 Rock has got. I think all the Wills have been on 30 Rock. Will Forte plays Jenna's boyfriend, and hilariously, I'm the man now.
He's the man.
He's so funny. Will Arnett he wears the tiny little bathrobe.
Yep.
Is he the super gay board of directors guy?
Yeah, he's
that
the
owns, or
I forgot. He's like he ends up becoming like Jack Donaghy's rival. So
that's what it is. Yeah,
business rival. Yeah.
And then Will Ferrell, has he been on it? He has to have been on 30 Rock.
I don't know. I think maybe he was on like one of the live episodes.
Nothing should be without like cameos or some form of acting done by, I would say, Will Forte, Michael Scott. Scott. He's an actor that's so good that I call him Michael Scott.
He's incredible.
Like if I just called the let's see,
Steve
Carell.
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
Yep.
I'd still love him even if his last name was Carroll.
Oh yeah.
And Chuck
Woolery.
Chuck Berry made a song about Steve Carroll.
Oh my God! Could you imagine that?
Carol?
Yeah.
Don't let him. If you like music,
I do.
Chuck Berry, dude.
Chuck Berry's incredible.
If you don't like music, Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Either way,
It's true.
it's just
it's
a win for everybody.
He's always going to be Chuck Berry, whether you like music or not.
I think if you're having a down day, listen to Chuck Berry or Little Richard. Mm-hmm. I'm not kidding you. My kid's been crying, and I've put that shit on and just watched their heart light up.
Oh wow!
So if you're like,
yeah, I believe it. Chuck Berry's incredible. I love Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry and Bill Withers. Even that super sad song about when she's gone, and I forgot how it goes. Was it? She's
having you recollect
she's not
like an
here.
Old man.
She's not here. And then when he goes, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
How about the new Sturgill Simpson album? Have you heard any of it yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, are you a fan of Sturgill?
I don't know.
Okay,
I like Sturgeon.
Amazing. I like Sterilite to store some of my things in. No, Sturgill Simpson's got these amazing albums. I want to say he has 3 great country albums that are just, at least 2. Maybe there's 3. Yeah, no, there's 3 because the last one's, anyways, the Sailor one, so good. And then he just did this. He did an anime on Netflix, and my wife and I sat down last night, and we have like 20 minutes after the kids go to sleep to just watch something real quick and go to bed. And I always let her pick. She has great taste in comedy, so I let her pick. But last night I was like, let's watch this. I heard Sturgill's got this like anime that he did the soundtrack for on Netflix, and it was freaking Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It was just like the most depressing anime of Apocalypse, like 40 minutes of just Mad Max depression.
Yeah. That sounds ridiculous.
So I should have listened to Little Richard afterwards before going to sleep.
And then you went
I had a bunch of weird, scary, depressing, dystopic dreams.
Yeah. So wait a second. It's an anime that's on.
It's on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Someone better advertise for it, right? It's on Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, no one has Netflix.
Everyone has Netflix, but they release like 50 shows a day. So like you can easily make a show that's amazing that just gets kind of looked over because there's so many that come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't even know what it's called, but if you search Sturgill Simpson, it comes up. But the album's gorgeous. It's just like so rad. Do you like the Black Keys?
Yeah.
Remember when they went from like really raw bluesy albums and then they did that album that was supposed to be, I don't think it was with Ike Turner because he died right before or something. Or maybe, I don't even know. I don't know anything. But that's the first step, right, to knowing.
Yep.
But anyways, they made this album that was just like, it wasn't just bluesy Black Keys. It was like, whoa, they like were just amazing musicians that just like artists that just came up with crazy awesome shit.
Yeah. That's
what this album is. It's like he stepped out of like, oh, he's an amazing country singer. He makes these brilliant country songs that are just great lyrics and, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's just like a freaking great musician. Like, it's so good.
Do you think like a lot of times like bands or like artists will do that? Maybe if they don't do that, or maybe their third album or their second album and fourth album, that's when they either change because they feel a necessity to, or they just now feel comfortable enough to showcase what else they can do because they're like, well, I've already had this notoriety and now I can establish myself. And I
mean, it's probably a little column A and column B because I'm as with everything in life, it's a case by case. You can only look in post Malone, or pre-op Malone.
I like Carl Malone.
They're pouring iodine all over him. Pre-op Malone.
Oh God, pre-op Malone.
That'd be a fun meme. No one would get it. They'd be like, "That's definitely either Sandro or Shefsky." It's a real word player there.
Yeah.
No, but he's got iodine all over himself.
It's
pre-op Malone.
Pre-op Malone. Pre-op.
And then this post-op Malone, which has him like at his doctor's appointment, like 6 weeks later, having stitches removed.
Right. Yeah. With no iodine.
Yeah. Unless he had another surgery.
Yeah. That guy, he has been to the tattoo artist before. and maybe, you know.
Well, the good thing about, as someone that's got a ton of tattoos, he's got black and gray tattoos, so they're easy to laser off.
Right.
So if he decides to have those things zapped.
It's the color, right?
Yeah, if you have color, it's much harder to laser off.
But it's his, not so much his tattoos, I find, and this may be just they're interesting placement of them. It's in a place where you can't put a sleeve over it or a pant leg. You'd have to wear a full mask.
Yeah.
And even if you close your eyes, you'd have to have, like you have tattoos on your eyelids.
It's a pretty trippy thing.
That's such commitment.
It really is, but and also it's like at the time it must be a real like inspiring thing. Like, oh, I can't wait to see how that looks on me, like a new T-shirt.
And that's the thing too, is like you look at but every one of those tattoos, like he got excited to do it. Like there's a part of him that was like, dude, I'm excited. So it's like, oh, that's cool. Like that brought you joy to do that.
I can relate as someone that has tattoos. You have tattoos too. Like it's exciting to get your tattoo, but it's definitely I've never wanted one on my face. When I first got into tattoos, though, I was so fascinated by them and what do you call it, enamored? Yeah. That I did want them like at least going even up my neck. I thought they were just beautiful. I had a friend who had one with a rose and a skull on his neck, and I was like, that is so freaking gorgeous. Yeah. But I didn't end up doing it, and I'm glad now because I'm older and I'm like, I want to change this T-shirt off, and I can't. And I'm glad I don't have them on my neck. That because then you can never just look in the mirror and not see all your tattoos.
Right.
Which I guess for some maybe I'm petty and vain, but for some,
I love petty and I love vain. I thought Tom Petty's incredible, and Richard Vane.
I thought you were going to say something about drawing blood, but yeah.
No, well, no. I mean, I don't draw blood.
Vane, wasn't he the evil nemesis in one of the Batman movies? Vane.
Now you're hitting an artery. Yeah, that's the guy. He was
Artery Lang, one of my favorite comedians. Where would your fantasy house be? What's the geographic location if we were flying a freaking drone over this puppy?
I would like. Fantasy house would be the top of a mountain.
On top of a mountain.
On top of a mountain.
Okay. What kind of mountain? Snowy mountain? Trees mountain? Desert mountain? Or the rocks?
Desert mountain that also can have a bit of snow to it.
Okay.
But also right next to the mountain would be a little plain area. So it would be a mountain and then flat. So it would be like half and half.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's best of both worlds.
Absolutely. I love
Nothing
that.
in the middle. You're like, it's either a peak or it's totally level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it look like if you're flying this drone over it? If you're fantasy house drone's flying over it, we're looking at it like,
it looks
what do we got down there?
It looks kind of like it looks like a mountain, like a cabin, almost like it's like kind of blended into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of blended into it. But it's clearly I always thought it'd be kind of cool to have like almost like a pentagon shaped like house.
Yeah.
Like just like something like really ridiculous, but then as you get closer to it, you realize that it's like a bunch of other parts put together that looks like a pentagon, but it's like, like a wooden cabin, and then on the other side of it, like it extends out, and then as it extends out, it has like a courtyard in the center, but then it has like this weird shape like the pentagon, which is the 5-sided square.
Yeah.
It's a 5-sided square.
It doesn't exist, but yes. You talking about a pentagon? No, a 5-sided square. Okay.
Yeah. That's good for you. Sit down, have a seat. Yeah. And basically, like just like a lot of open area, but then but then every place that's there is like super cozy. Like every room you're into is like super cozy, and each one has its own like theme. One's like like almost like you're in like a cabin. Another one is like you're in like a New York high rise. Each one has like a different, because
That's awesome.
yeah, like all different, has so many different tastes, and like every day it's like, oh, I like the idea of being up high. Other days I'm like, I like the idea of being up low and having the mountain around me. So it's kind of like being in the peaks and the valleys, different days. There's a moat. I don't know how, but there's going to be a moat. I like the idea of having like a moat, something to feel secure, but also just because, it is the castle.
Yeah.
And then
What's the moat look like?
The moat kind of looks like, it's interesting because at the very front of it, it's basically just like a beach. Mm-hmm. So there is like, it comes up on the other side. It's so to get to it, it's like it raises up at the top as you get from the beach side, and then the side, basically there's an ocean. That's the moat.
The moat's an ocean?
It's a beach. It's a beach on both sides. You can get to my place, but it's, it's a little more difficult. And only I have the boats. So
you are safe. You have the password.
I'm
no
safe.
One's getting in.
I have the password.
What's it look like? Is there a drawbridge at the top of that beach to cross the moat?
Yeah, there's a drawbridge.
Okay.
You have to have a drawbridge.
You got it.
You got to have a drawbridge.
Can't have a sculpted
There's
bridge.
a toll.
Wordplay.
There's a
Drawing?
toll.
Sculling?
No. You
Is there a
can't have a
Jethro
sculpt
toll?
bridge. There's a Jethro toll. Yeah. You have to pay the toll. The toll is obviously dissing Metallica and giving it the Jethro toll.
For whom the pay the toll.
For whom the Jethro, yeah.
For whom the... Oh, did Metallica get a lot from Jethro Tull?
No, I think like Metallica lost out on Album of the Year once.
Oh, okay.
Or some award to Jethro Tull is like, they lost an award to like Best Rock Album or something, and Jethro Tull won.
You know how I feel about those like trophy events for adults?
I think,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, you guys are adults, right? Is this a T-ball game? You're all making fucking $12 million a year?
Oh,
I think
definitely.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think you'll all be okay.
I think it's the if an artist doesn't win the Video Music Award for MTV, I think they're complete garbage. I think they're the worst.
Sarcasm alert!
MTV,
Folks, there's quite a bit of sarcasm on this episode.
MTV, CNN, and C-SPAN are where I get my news.
You seem like a very level-headed intellectual.
I am. I don't read. I barely write. And I hardly listen.
I just can't wait to see how you vote.
I don't. I refuse to do jury duty.
Better. I know when they encourage everyone to vote, I'm like, no, don't encourage idiots to vote.
And not everybody.
Yeah. Maybe we should vet first before we start.
Yeah. I don't. When everybody else votes,
yeah.
I sit at home that day and I draw a picture of the candidate that I want to win, and I just visualize
like
it,
child.
And that's my vote.
I like George Carlin's bit. Don't blame me. I don't even vote.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we go through the drawbridge. We come to the entrance doors. Yep. Me and the film crew from Fantasy House are here. Yep. What happens? Do I ring a doorbell?
Okay, so you pull a rope, right?
I pull a rope.
It signals a bell, right?
A bell rings.
The bell signals one of my friends, because I don't have servants, I don't have people. I have friends that are there, which I pay a living wage.
That's very cool.
Absolutely, I pay a living wage, and the living wage is I allow them to live, and I wager their lives, and we gamble on them.
Oh God!
But
it's kind of like a deer hunter paycheck kind of thing. You know, we play Russian roulette.
Oh yeah, there's definitely one room that only plays deer hunter.
That's terrifying.
It's probably the kitchen, and
oh my God,
all day long.
It's my favorite place to hang out, except for in your house.
And it's a vegan kitchen, so.
Again.
I have many different kitchens, but so you pull the rope. It signals a bell, and one of my friends pushes the doorbell, which alerts another one of my friends to get me because I'm probably in the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
So then there's like, and he pushes the doorbell, and so it's like a whole ding, 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 ding. Then I come out myself. I open the door myself. I come out. It's a French door. I have French doors as the front doors after the
Bonjour, welcome.
After the drawbridge. There's a French, the French door's there.
Oui.
Then you basically come in, and it's a foyer or foyer.
It's a foyer. What are you wearing?
It's a foyer.
Though?
What am I wearing?
Yeah.
Oh, robe. Always a robe.
What kind of robe? What's it look like? Describe this robe.
Velvet.
Did you
red
say velvet?
Velvet. Yes, I guess it's velvet.
Is that a thing? It's a very Jewish robe. It's made of velvet.
It's
velvet.
Like
velvet, but my cousin got extras.
It's got a velvet feel, so it's a velvet.
Velvet.
I fell for it.
Velvet goes west.
I bought it.
Of course.
Oh, I love that guy.
Right?
Yeah. It was so crazy they made him a mouse.
Mouskowitz.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how, like
what else could he have been?
Like infestation? Like, could it? I mean, like, it's pretty.
Wow, I never thought about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
like,
it was insulting, and it's made by Jews.
Absolutely.
God,
That's
we
what I'm
hate
saying.
ourselves.
Life,
really
dude. Life really imitates Arthur. But so the drawbridge, I'm wearing a robe. It's a red crushed velvet or felvet, however you want to say.
Okay.
And I greet you, and I'm either barefoot or slippers on, and I'm eating a sandwich or I have a salami in my hand.
Salami sandwich.
Yeah, salami sandwich.
Yes.
And I bring you in, and I ask you if you want a sandwich or what type of salami you want.
Sandwich?
Mel Kiper's there. He's a football analyst on ESPN. And then I offer you sandwiches if you want a sandwich. Unlimited sandwiches.
Love sandwiches. My brother and I both talk about sandwiches are probably favorite food.
Oh, dude.
Just one of the favorites. I mean, sushi is definitely up there. I love Peruvian food, love Indian food, love Vietnamese food. But you know what I love when I get Vietnamese food? At least half the time?
Banh mi.
Banh you. Dude, I love sandwiches. Yeah, banh mi.
It's the best.
I absolutely love a banh mi. But I also love like all their other vermicelli noodles and whatnot.
That's good stuff too. I think anytime you can combine. See, I think everything is just meat and sugar, which bread is pretty much just sugar. I mean, it's grain.
That's so good.
But combining both of them together, yeah, it's like the best pizzas, like the meat and cheese. You know, like the.
Why couldn't the healthiest way to eat be like avoid like black olives and strawberries, and I could be like, okay,
perfect,
done, fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why does it have to be like avoid the best part of every meal? You know, rice, bread, and French fries. No, science God, I've been praying to you for years. Change that shit.
Yeah, it's not going to change.
It's not going to change.
It's the worst.
Science God never listens.
But now fat is like they're saying, oh, fat's not really bad for you.
It's not. I never thought it was.
No, I never thought it was.
Look at me.
Bad.
I've got a bunch on my body. I feel great.
Oh my God, dude, that's the only part that's
boobs
worth.
on this man body.
I'm nurturing.
That's great for you.
On my own nutrients.
That is true, though. Mm-hmm. You're saying that as a joke, but let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When you fast or when you do keto, that is what your body
eats. Your body.
It eats the fat.
It's supposed to be, because I don't think we're not supposed to eat all the time and be full all the time.
Nope.
We're supposed to
feast and famine, dude.
Yeah. I started to do that recently, and I'm really starting to do it because I have to stop eating before I go to bed.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times it's heartburn, but that's number one. That's like number one, because I don't want to keep fucking myself up. But also, it's all like sugary stuff. No matter what I have before bed, it's never like, oh, I'll have I'll have yogurt, or I'll have something sensible, or I'll have quinoa, or something like that. They won't like. It's sugar.
I'm the same way.
Ugh.
I think what that is though is because you're not just eating because you're hungry. A part of your I almost said your soul. I got to a part of your soul. A part of your mind is hungry for satisfaction and dopamine. It's like a drug.
It is.
I was just talking.
Pleasure.
I was just talking to a dude, Stan. I don't know if you're listening to this. This dude Stan was telling me the other day that he eats so healthy and he looks great. He's one of those like Iron Man guys, right? And he says at night though he eats like crap before he goes to bed. Yeah, and he looks amazing. Obviously, he's not eating too much like that, but
yeah, it's weird. Like.
You need that high before you go to bed.
It is the high before bed.
I gotta smoke a blunt or have a sandwich.
Oh, both.
It's a well. A lot of people don't smoke blunts. They have the sandwich.
No, and that sandwich has got to be wrapped in a donut and deep fried like a Monte Cristo or a Monte Crisco.
Oh, I love it.
Like whatever that. It's got to have, because that's got peanut butter and it's got jelly in the sandwich, for Christ's sake. But also, I don't want to eat like shit during the day because I like to feel good. I know that when I'm going to sleep at night, I'm not going to feel I'm going to feel it the next day, but I'm like, I'll be sleeping for 7 hours.
It is a drug addiction, and it's a challenge for many of us for our entire lives. But honestly, I think you shouldn't deprive yourself to the point where you don't ever eat the thing you want again, unless you are that mindset that you really like to like meal prep and never eat anything fun.
No.
But definitely like just start looking at how often you eat badly is probably the best thing that people do.
Yeah.
Like I keep track of it on my phone now. I have like a fast
Do you
app.
really?
Rhonda Patrick, that Dr. Rhonda Patrick, she's great. She's super inspiring, and there's an app called Zero that you fast with, and I just look at it and I'll be like, oh, I haven't eaten for like 20 hours.
Oh, I'll check that out.
I can have whatever I want right now, and then I click it and I'm good, and then I know, and at least you're aware. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. I know people that are way more militant than myself, but at least like all right, now's a good time. So,
oh yeah. And then if you keep all your carbs in one spot, have everything at the same time, because then your blood sugar only spikes once, or
right, and then you don't have too much insulin, and you still got to have your corn dogs. That's what I always say.
Dogs, you don't have as much belly fat.
I have a poster of Les Brown above my bed, and it says, "You are great, and you can have 2 corn dogs today."
That's nice.
I don't really have that poster.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I want more brown.
But I do. Okay, in your fantasy house, we're making sandwiches. What kind of sandwich are you making for me right now? Or are we making together?
My favorite sandwich for me personally, we're making a mortadella and a mozzarella sandwich.
Yep.
with pepperoncinis.
Yep.
And a little bit of chipotle mayo. So just a little bit of like the smoky
what kind of
mayonnaise. I like sourdough, but this is going to be a semolina with sesame seeds on the bread. So because you crunch it, and then you also taste the sesame seeds as well, and it's going to be a little bit toasted. So that
It's gonna be a little bit toasted.
yeah, so that the mozzarella kind of melts.
It's still
and
chewy on the
mozzarella's
inside.
chewy
The
on the
mozzarella's
inside.
melting. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah, and it's kind of crunchy to the point where like you're like, oh, do I have are my teeth strong enough for this bread? Because
we'll find out soon enough.
I think a good sandwich has to also test the boundaries of your mouth. It has to be like, because I kind of like it's so crunchy that it might damage the roof of your mouth just for a second, but it's so good that you're like, I don't care. And then when you get to the chewiness in the inside, it's all worth it.
And the roof of your mouth is ripped up. You can have the skins like hanging there, and you're just like, you know what?
Oh, God, yeah.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
So good. Okay, so what's the kitchen look like since we're in there with these sandwiches? Describe it visually.
It's a big white kitchen, so the cabinets are all white.
It's a nice day for a white kitchen. Dun, 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 dun.
That's when Billy Idol gets married after the white wedding. That's when he starts singing about the white kitchen.
I'm hiring him to do that for Fantasy House.
He should. But this kitchen is huge, and it's got about 3 or 4 islands, which is, little kitchens of their own, basically.
3 or 4 islands?
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
I love islands. I love islands. So many burners, probably like 20 burners.
20 burners.
20 burners. And then also
you could have multiple cooks in there making huge, like you have a commissary as your kitchen.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But usually I'm the one that's doing all the cooking.
Okay.
And I need a lot of space. And every range has one of those hoses.
Hose
It's got a faucet so you can like fill up the pasta, whatever.
Yeah.
But I barely ever use it. I just want it there, just in
It's
case.
nice to have one when you do need it.
Yeah. What the hell? And then it's like the biggest fridge you can possibly have, all stainless steel. Just a bunch of windows looking outside so people can watch me cook, but no one's ever there because it's just me and and the desert and the mountain and the snow.
And no one's getting across your moat. Your moat.
No one's doing that.
No one's getting across your moat. You're not gonna have any peeping toms, which you wouldn't have in the desert anyways, because there's too many cactuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Worst place to be a peeping tom, desert.
Oh, right, because of the prickings.
Cactuses.
Yeah,
there's only one prick by your window, and
that's the cactus.
And that's the cactus. That's when I go door to door in the desert to sell people cactuses. These are anti-voyeur peeping tom cactuses.
Oh yeah, because
my business card says there's only one prick by your window. Yep, that's right.
But there's.
I sold 4 this week. That's right. Okay, where else are you going to take us? What's the next room you want to take us to in this?
Okay, so the next room after the kitchen is going to be like the den area. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like a full entertainment system. I have a theater in there. There's a theater.
Yes.
You could full movie theater.
You better.
But this theater's different. This theater also, it can be a theater, but it's also a lounge area. I don't know if I said lounge.
It's a lounge.
It's around the lounge.
Lounge area.
It's a lounge area that's around. I just wanted to save time. It's a lounge, and so it's got like little pool tables and whatnot, and it's just a big rompous room.
That's cool, and it's round.
Yeah, round.
That's very cool.
Totally round.
So there's no 90-degree angle walls in there.
None whatsoever.
I really like that.
Yeah,
I like that feeling.
Yeah. So this way, the screen can actually be a 360 screen too. So when I turn the movie theater on, it's 360. Right. Yeah.
Dude, that's a trip right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
What movie would you put on if you're showing me this room and the crew's there filming it?
I probably in the background probably have American Psycho on.
Okay, that would be a little weird for me, especially in 360.
I think it's. I don't know. I mean, it's Patrick Bateman.
As long as it's as long as the volume's all the way up.
Yeah,
I'm terrified.
100% up. And it's just a replay of the scene where he's dancing, going backwards, moonwalking, while talking about Phil Collins.
I really wish you would have said something like, duck soup. But, no, totally.
No. American Psycho's good. American Psycho's good. On mute.
On mute.
Yeah, I don't want to scare people off.
I think that's a little too late for that. I'm looking for my camera guy. Well, come on back here, Chet. Okay, where else are we going to go now?
So after the entertainment room, it just opens
rooms.
up.
I love it.
Yeah, I love round rooms. Oh. So walk in to the porch area, which is basically just like a greenhouse.
Okay.
And it's kind of just an opening. And then...
Steamy.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be a sauna in there as well.
In the greenhouse?
It's going to be a greenhouse sauna, which is going to be...
Are there towels wrapped around mid-waist of all the plants?
Yes. I don't want any of the fig leaves.
You look over at me like, how you doing? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just you in a tree sweating? You see, my greenhouse is also my son.
It's also my son. Well, yeah. I mean, you feel closeness to plant life.
Yeah.
But that area is going to have a sauna as well.
Okay.
And it's going to be just the sun is going to beat down on, and I'm going to have reclaimed water because I'll be
eco-friendly.
having cisterns because, it is my place, but, why be a dick about it? Because
Thank you.
I don't want to talk to anybody. In fact, I'm going to be so off the grid that no one can draw me into a box of any kind. Everything's circle. So there's going to be a greenhouse which I'll use recirculated water.
What's going to be there for plants? Like,
plants?
What do you have? Like, what's your number one plant that you would show us if you're touring, giving us the tour?
Basil and weed.
Basil and weed?
Yeah.
Two great
I
plants.
need pesto and I get really fucking stoned.
Both absolutely delicious.
Yeah. Those are the only
And
things I need.
Really good for you, too.
Very good for you.
Basil's got a ton of important things when you're sick, when you're healthy, when you're thinking about getting sick, when you're healthy, when you got a healthy respect for people that are being sick that need to get healthy again. Basil is the way to do it.
Yeah, and you can get so much CBD out of the basil. And then if
Can you really?
No.
Oh.
But if you eat pesto, it's good. It's good for you.
It's the best, though.
It's the best,
That's what
though.
they say
Pesto.
on the Friends episodes.
That's true, don't they? They say the pesto is the best, though?
I think they do, and so do I, and so do you.
Was that show good?
How dare you ask if Friends
I love
was
that
good.
show.
Friends was
Come
amazing.
on. That was a good show.
Right? And Friends in real life, also.
Yeah.
A reason to live.
That's I would say that friends in real life, having friends in real life is better than watching the show.
I would say if you had to put it in order, I would say number 3, watching the show. Number 2, Friends in real life. Number 1, the Lego set.
Oh,
Central Perk.
Yeah.
That's more important than everything, folks.
That was great. I just got why they call it Central Perk.
Because of coffee?
Because it's close
And it's
to
in New York.
Starbucks. In New York.
Tell me more about your house.
So the house is it's the size of, it's a small apartment.
A small apartment that's giant.
Small apartment building.
A small apartment.
It's a humongous. Yeah.
So, okay, greenhouse is
small department store.
basil and weed.
Basil and weed. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And if I need, I can make hemp.
Okay.
I'm going to revolutionize a lot of stuff.
Please.
I'll do a lot of work. My main goal to have like something like this would be to sustain and be able to keep myself going with as little help as possible from anyone or any entity or any contract, any government,
And why is that? Why do you want that?
Because I like the idea of doing it myself.
Beautiful.
I love that.
I do too.
It's not even the whole like saving money thing. It's not the eco-friendly thing because I love the environment, but I'll piss on any animal. Fuck them. I don't care. I will
You're
piss.
the sweetest man ever. I hardly buy the fact. No, my Sandy Row will not piss on any animals.
No, I wouldn't.
Folks, put your animals away. No. Get out of line. He's not going to be pissing on any of them today.
No, I wouldn't hurt a fly. I would kill a fly, but never just like go. I never pluck its wing and then have it
God,
go.
no.
That's rude.
Just sadistic as hell. No,
but
I love that though. Your reasoning, getting back to seriousness, your reasoning is that you'd like to be I feel like that's a natural, healthy human reaction. I'm always weirded out by anyone that's like, I like to suck on the teat of civilization. You're like, oh, you don't want to wean off the teat of it and just go solar real quick? I don't know.
Yeah,
not to judge you. I mean, I'm not solar in my current house at all.
No, I'm not.
just saying in the fantasy world, it's definitely commendable for you to say.
Oh, I like the idea. Yeah, I like the idea of just being able to do it for myself. And that's like the number one thing. And that's why I would almost want I want the house to be more nature than it is. Almost like there's so the rest of it after the little greenhouse area, there's just an open area where it's just all land and it's all curated in a way where it looks it's like an oasis.
Yeah.
And then from there you can it's all stations so that you can cook, you can sleep, whatever. And then on the other end of that would be another base where it would almost be like the first part of the house where you could go and live and be inside if you wanted to.
So you'd still be on your property.
Yeah.
But you have these options to just have these almost unique ways that you want to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one spot would be be like a yurt setup. One spot would be whatever. So every
You
spot,
love your yurts.
dude. I love the idea of all different types of living, and you can change. Like you're like, oh, I feel like this today.
It's refreshing, right?
Yeah.
To just be like, I'm going to sleep indoors tonight.
Yeah, how great would it be just to be like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep indoors, or no, I'm gonna sleep outside, and be like, oh, so you're gonna go, but still have the freedom to, if I wanted to, be out on my laptop, whatever the fuck I wanted to, in my own way, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep under the stars.
Beautiful.
You don't have to worry about shit.
I did every now and then I go on wild food forages with like specialists and people that are like,
that's trippy.
It's so great. They know the native like plants, all the indigenous plants. They know the invasive plants. They know what's poisonous. They know what's not. They're just super educated. And one of the dudes, Jim, I think it's Jim Robertson, super cool dude. And we've camped with him out in wilderness before, and he doesn't even sleep in a tent. He likes to sleep directly under the stars. He brings a sleeping pad and he sleeps just on the ground.
Wow.
In like a bivy sack or whatever with his face exposed, and just like loves to just sleep right under the stars. And he wakes up every morning with about 300 mosquito bites on his face. But I'm just joking.
He loves it.
No, he really loves it. And I always sleep in a tent. I like to just be zipped up, dude.
Yeah.
But he loves it, and I think it's a beautiful thing. So the fact that you want to do that, I'm like, that's badass, dude.
Yeah, like there's one thing I've never really like worried about, where it's like, well, where am I gonna sleep? I'm like, all right, well, if I have to, I'll sleep on the floor or whatever. I mean,
it's actually nice
as
on
you
your
get
back
older
sometimes if you have a
it's not bad.
sleeping pad, as long as there's cushions so that your shoulder blades aren't like hurting or your hips aren't hurting.
Yeah,
Get on a pad, get on the floor.
Yeah, it works out well. Like it's
Hashtag
nice.
pad dad.
Pad dad.
Pad dad.
That's a good one. Pad dad. I like pad dad.
Pad dad.
Because it reminds me of pad thai.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Pad dad. Pad. Yeah.
My God, let's go back to your commissary and make some other food too.
We can make pad thai in there.
Right?
There's always pad thai ready to go.
Oh.
I have some pad thai that's made by one of my friends who's a chef in Thailand, and they don't even make pad thai, but he makes it especially for me. And then I have a bunch of cases that I freeze that I can thaw out, which have minimal freezer burn because I have very specific special Ziploc bags.
I like it when people invent like interesting stuff for Fantasy House, and they go like, and that problem solved because I have a secret proprietary technology. I'm just like, that's all I wanted to hear.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where else should we go? Is there any other rooms that we got to check out in this Fantasy House of yours?
I have a room that's specific just TVs.
Just televisions.
Just televisions.
Okay.
And they can be all just turned on to whatever you want. So anybody could watch whatever they want to watch.
Like you're standing at like Circuit City or one of the old TV places?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just a huge wall of televisions. Kind of like that, right?
Instead of being a giant TV, it's a bunch of TVs.
Bunch of TVs.
It's like an art installation at
so let's say
museum.
So let's say you wanted to watch 27 inches of television one day, and next day you're like, I want 52 inch of television, and you'd light up two TVs, and so
watching TV by the inch.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
and they it all be fully worked, and no Alexas. No, if you want something, you got to do it. You got to do it the old-fashioned way. You got to type it into Google. Nobody's.
How did that become the old-fashioned way? We're making leaps and bounds on Moore's law.
Oh yeah,
the old-fashioned way is Googling stuff.
Just type it using your fingers.
Oh, dude.
Billiard room.
Yep.
I love the idea of just a billiard room. A room that's a room that's a bar. A room that's a dive bar.
Yeah.
So you can go into this room, and it has the smell of a dive bar. And it's just the fucking, so you can have that, and it's always playing some version of like AC/DC or Bad to the Bone, and it's always playing one of those songs, and it's just always on. It's like one of those like fun houses where like you turn on, it goes blah, 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 like that. Like,
yeah,
that's what you do when you open the door. That it starts up right away.
What would you call this bar?
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land.
Yeah.
Awesome. Would it have like wood, like the wood walls that they used to have, the wood siding that they would put on the walls?
Oh yeah, wood siding,
dartboards,
the dartboards,
NASCAR like pool table light, billiards light.
Mm-hmm, yeah, 100%. Cigarette machines.
Oh yeah,
just all that shit.
So cool.
And then there'd be like machines with condoms in it, but instead of condoms, we did wet naps. You just wipe your hands, So there's no condoms in it, but it says condoms on there.
Yeah, it's style. It's vintage. It's cool. It's creative.
It's fine. Condoms are expensive. Wet naps are super cheap.
That's what my mom always told me.
Yeah.
She said, before you start, listen, you're going from kindergarten to first grade. I want to tell you one thing that my papa told me. Condoms are cheap. It's wet naps that you won't.
Right. Yeah. Wet naps is one. Absolutely.
What is your master bedroom like? Take me there. We gotta go there before I go.
Master bedroom is okay. So as you get out of as you leave the billiard room, the dive bar, right?
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. Come out of No Man's Land.
Do they have a tab there? Can I do? Have to
oh
pay?
yeah,
Okay.
Sure. You can have a tab. Yeah, we have tab, RC Cola. We have no root beer.
I meant paying my bill, but they don't have root beer.
No root beer.
But I want a root beer float.
Nope.
Dude.
No.
Okay.
The root beer is at the A&W Pizza Hut that I have near the bathroom. I have it near the bathroom, near the master bathroom.
That's so great.
But you walk out, and then there's a pad, and the pad, you step on it, and you push a button, and it brings you, and it raises you up about 100 feet to where the master bedroom is, which is on the side of a cliff. So basically, you're inside of a mountain at this point.
Yeah.
And at the very top is where the master bedroom is, and it has a skylight, and it also has a floor that is translucent, so you can see down, or transparent, see through, so you can see down. And then there's there's 3 California Kings that I have as a bed, and then I have a queen size bed next to me, and that's what I sleep in. I just have the Kings there, just let me know that I have the option if I want to.
It's just peace of mind. It's very stress relieving. Just knowing
that there's 3, there's a football field of bed that I can sleep on, and then there's a television above the bed, and there's a docking port for all of my charging devices, where I sit in, and there's a movie row. I have a couch on one side near the bed.
What's the couch look like?
The couch is it's a full size couch, but it's in the shape of theater seats.
Okay, what color is it?
It's red with a red and black.
Okay, leather, like it.
Leather,
something
but,
Eddie Murphy would have worn in the back in the day.
Yeah. Look, his exact outfit from Delirious, not Raw.
Okay.
And it's breathable leather, none of this bonded leather shit that makes your skin just it's gross.
Gotta breathe.
Right.
Take a whiff.
It's made from animals that aren't extinct, and there's tons of them.
I love that.
Too many. Care. Angry people, so many animals that people are like, even like, PETA's like,
we gotta cull the herd.
Skin off.
We gotta cull the herd.
Right.
Okay. What's the room look like? What color's the walls? What kind of flooring you got?
So it's a hardwood floor. Dark hardwood floor, maybe like a cherry.
Cherry hardwood.
The walls.
That's a nice stripper name, by the way.
Cherry hardwood.
Oh,
that's a great name.
Yeah, I'll be working in Vegas this weekend.
She tart.
Oh, very.
Oh, it's you.
You get enough of me, you'll sleep great.
God, good. I had a brain tart.
You know about tart cherry, right?
Tart cherries.
If you get concentrated tart cherry and you drink it, it helps you sleep.
Does it really?
Yeah. You don't want to have too much because it has sugar in it. So if you have too much, then you have a bunch of sugar in your system.
Oh.
But if you mix a little bit of it with 8 ounces of water.
So just a tart cherry juice?
Yeah, you can buy it at the fancy grocery store and you'll sleep better.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so
I'll relay the information.
You got cherry wood floors. How dare you make me go on a tangent about tart cherry juice? It's a health fact.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, I don't fault you for it. I like cherry. Nina,
do you San Andreas fault me for it? Folks, that was an earthquake joke. What's shaking? Anyways.
I heard he's a good actor. All right, comedian. So the walls are almost like a beige, kind of like what I have going on in my current residencies.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a beige color,
yellowish beige.
But I like the idea of having. I always like those fireplaces that have like the stone fireplace. Mm-hmm. So I want to have a fireplace in the room, but then every corner would be like every corner of the room would have a stone fireplace. Every single corner of the room.
Oh, dude, a gluttonous fireplace lover.
Yeah, I just love the idea of like fireplaces. I like the idea of having too many things that I don't need because that means that you you're fine.
It's fun. Yeah. There's more than enough.
Oh yeah,
I could eat one of these fireplaces. I still have enough of them.
Yeah, in reality, just a lawn chair and the picture of a skyline would be nice for me, but I need to have everything else.
This is fantasy world. You're allowed to be.
I gotta have everything.
Selfish, greedy. You're allowed to be wild. Like this is totally not. You're not being judged by this.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of teasing.
A lot of teasing. I have salmon. There's the salmon hatcheries. There's trout pools. There's all this stuff where people can go and and there's also a lake that I don't breed or farm the salmon. I just let them do what they do and I nurture them. So everything's organic. I'm not feeding them anything else. There's banging
no
each other.
Unhealthiness in there. These are real salmon, really live in it.
Really live in it, and it's unbelievable. And when I put the hook in the line, they gladly bite onto it. They're like, "Oh, hold on," and they just bite on because they know that I'm gonna replenish and give it back to them. Everything in the ecosystem is glad to do its job.
That's the most funny sales pitch I've ever heard. No, these salmon they want to be caught.
Yeah,
they bite down on it.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I don't put any, and I don't have to use any bait. They just bite down on the hook. They get it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
They're good. And there's some sort of jazz playing everywhere, no matter where you are.
Like fast-paced jazz?
Fast-paced jazz or slow.
Like
depending on your
stressed
mood.
out while
It's
American Psycho's playing, like, woo.
Well, it adjusts to what you need.
Okay,
So if you happen to need fast-paced jazz, if you happen to need then it'll elevate. But if you're not, then it'll give you like the slow,
just
like
the romance of life jazz.
Yeah. Oh my God, am I diarrheaing myself? Like that's
I didn't even know it was a term. Is that a...
Yeah.
You can diarrhea?
I think if they called it liveria, I think people would be a little more... but the fact they call it diarrhea makes it really scary.
Say, live and let diarrhea.
That would be...
And instead of the horns, it's out.
That's... Oh,
we got to go to. Speaking of diarrhea, we got to go to the bathroom. I got to see what's the master bathroom like in Sandro's fantasy house.
3 bidets.
3 bidets.
3 bidets. I want, in case one goes bad, and then I got 2 more bidets. One toilet.
I got a backup bidet.
2 bathtubs.
Why 2 bathtubs?
Yeah, you never know who's going to want to take a bath. They're big bathtubs too, right? Probably like 4-person bathtubs.
Oh yeah.
But in case you're having a party or get together, some people want to either save time and they're like, "Oh, can we all bathe together?" And we just do that.
Yeah.
And then there's showers, 2 stand-up showers, where you just do stand-up comedy.
Someone had to make the joke.
And they have benches in them, so you can sit down and.
Well, the
they're
coach
also
doesn't ever put me in.
Because you're in the shower. Hit the showers, and you're on
I'm
the
still
bench.
in the showers. Where is everyone?
I'm on the bench.
After the game, they said, "Where were you?" I was like, "I was in the showers." I thought the coach. I was just trying to get ahead of him. I knew he was going to say hit him.
Because you hit the shower, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You can hit the showers.
So I don't hate the showers, though.
But you hit,
Don't hate them.
but you hit them.
I'll hit the showers.
Well, it's part of the game.
Right?
You were told to do it. You didn't do it on your own.
It's like he's going to put me on the bench and he's going to hit the showers. I'm just sitting on the bench in the showers.
In the
While everyone's
showers?
out there
Yeah.
getting their arms broken on the football field.
No one's got to hit anything.
Right?
No.
Okay, so what's it look like in here? Paint?
All marble.
A picture. What
All
color
marble. Like a good marble. Like a good marbleized, like a good marble steak.
Now, if I worked for a company that supplied marble, and I asked you as my customer what color the marble was, and you said good marble,
Yeah.
I would not be able to place your order, sir.
But what would your definition of a good marble be?
It depends. I envisioned for your kitchen that you said was all white, and I'm like, okay, so if he had marble flooring,
Yep.
he's got marble with gray cloud.
Yep.
Whatever the term is for the cloud, I forgot what they call it.
Apple.
That's you're making a reference to the cloud, the Apple cloud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that was great. Great. I'm sorry for not getting that wordplay.
No, I don't. I've never.
Sometimes when you wordplay, you end up wordplaying with yourself.
Life.
Right? Perpetual mastication. Chew on these words. No. So when I say what color marble you got in your bathroom, I'm wondering: do you have light marble? Do you have dark marble? Do you have earthy tones?
I like earthy tones.
Earthy tones.
Earthy tones.
New channel on Spotify.
That's a great one. Earthy tones? Mm-hmm. Yeah. When they send it to you, they have to send it the whole earthy kit, which is just a Catwoman outfit. So yeah, earth tones.
Earth tones.
Rain showers.
Rain showers.
All rain showers.
Check. Got it.
Absolutely rain showers. And there's also some jets that come from the sides. And I would say like a nice deep marble, but also some of the walls are just made of marbles.
Actual marbles?
Actual marbles. So people come in there and they friggin' lose their
marbles.
Yeah.
Because out of excitement, though. Then they get them back.
Yeah.
When they say, all right, that's enough joking around.
Yeah. A lot of lounge, a lot of free space to move around.
Nice.
I also think that the house would look like, from Last Man on Earth, almost a combination of every single place they lived, which would be from a house to a villa to a mansion to
a Spanish mansion.
A Google campus. Like,
was that the last place? That was the second to last.
That was second to last place. That's where they left, and then they went to Jason Sudeikis' land.
God, I love that show. Oh, Sudeikis.
Hey, it's an incredible show. It truly was a Shawshank Redemption.
And it was a Shawshank Redemption. I freaking love that show. God.
It's the best.
Is there anywhere else in your fantasy house that we need to check out before me and the film crew head out?
The garage.
Let's go to the garage.
It has all my cool cars.
Let's do it.
It has an old 911 Porsche.
Oof.
I have 2 pickup trucks that are just covered in dirt because I use them for shit.
Yes.
There's 4-wheelers in there, 2 of them. There's
what are the 4-wheelers? What are they? What kind are they?
There's just 2 quads.
Okay.
Just
Just like off-road little
just
quads.
two little off-road
ATVs.
quads, ATVs. Just
Fun.
you know,
I used to have an ATV. I love ATVs. They're
Oh
a good
yeah,
time.
I can't wait
You
to
could-
like.
unlike a motorcycle, you could just kind of sit on it and chill and drink a beer.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
like
good
chilling,
time.
chilling my a Polaris. I'll get a little
go.
Polaris in there.
Get him a Polaris, folks.
Yeah, a couple jet skis, a bunch of couches, a bunch of fridges full of energy drinks and insulin shots, and ice cream. A lot of car exhaust. yeah, I got it just in
Next
case.
to that, some ice cream.
Yeah, that's some ice cream. And I got my old Fiat 500, a super little car in there that I love, and
Just a fun little baby to drive.
fun
around.
little baby drive around, and a full size bus.
What's the full size bus for?
The full size bus is an old city bus that it's been retrofitted into like a motorhome, but on the outside it looks like a bus. It
That's
still has all
great.
the bus, everything inside. The inside's cool, whatever. But
Yep.
the bus, the windows are still there, and it looks like the outside, almost like a sheriff's bus, like that bus that we saw.
Yep.
A big LA County sheriff's
From
bus.
the bus boys.
For the bus boys.
Yep.
And but the inside is just totally plush. The outside is.
So what's the reason for that? So that people don't know that you're in there?
Yeah, they don't know it's in there,
Totally.
whatever, or they just make assumptions as to what is in there, and they're never going to go in. Maybe even have LA County sheriffs on the outside, so people would never
That
try
would
to
be
go
hilarious.
in. But the inside just
With
plush.
the bars and everything, it just looks all serious. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's scary. It's parked out front of my house.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's just you sitting in there with some cats.
Yeah, and then like somebody walks by and there's a hologram on the window of like what looks like some somebody in like a jumpsuit that like changes position as they move. So it looks like they're looking at them.
It
like,
follows them like the haunted mansion eyes that follow you
Yeah.
when you're looking.
Yeah, and the car only runs on love.
What? Okay, I was
So-
going to say what a great security system.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not a finite resource?
Love? No, I don't think so. I think you can make people make love all the time.
Can you just explain
Yeah.
how to take that out of the abstract and actually, or how to put it into the abstract? How to fuel the car up with love?
Oh, it's simple. You have sex in the bus, and the bus turns the bus on.
Like the whole time that's moving, or you could just have sex?
No, it builds
a
up.
few
It's like
hundred-
solar power.
Okay.
Yeah, it just transfers in. I mean, I don't know how solar power works. I know if I put this like thing that looks like a bunch of circuits, and all of a sudden the sun makes it go on.
So you and your lady, or if I borrowed it, me and my wife, we would make
Sure.
love to fuel it up.
Right.
I think that would be great for anybody that's the partner that's always tapping the other partner on the shoulder to make love. To take this
Yeah.
bus out and be
We
like,
gotta go.
"Oh, gonna have to pull over soon.
Yeah.
We're running low on fuel."
Exactly.
And the other
Yeah.
partner's like, "All right, well, let's
Yeah.
let's keep it moving. Make it fast, though. We're trying to make
Yeah, and it's like, well, the only real way. It's like, yeah, but we lose time by having sex. We should be going. It's like, well, you have to give me a blowjob, and then that's how you drive and do both.
the bus is your way of getting your woman to give you a blowjob."
Because you gotta make up time on the road.
Oh my
So,
god.
This
This is the world's only NSFW real estate podcast, folks.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but no one is ever allowed to be invited to my place. I have to send out invites, and they're carrier pigeon. Yeah,
That's how they get.
that's how
invited?
they get invited.
It's
Carrier
by
pigeon.
carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna be able to turn me off from this place, knowing that I can have any sandwich that I want, and that every time I borrow your bus,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh, and also
have to make
when you
love.
borrow anything of mine, it just replenishes back in whatever I have, so you can just keep it. That's how cool. Like it's like yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah.
Dude, you have an amazing fantasy house. Is there anything
Yeah.
else? Or are we good?
No, I think everything's comfort. The
Dude.
AC is always on or always off, depending on what you want.
I want it on. It's still warm out. We're in the desert.
Right, especially
the fresh
and then
air
at
of the
night.
desert, too.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, and air conditioning. Just, everything's renewable. The whole mountain is made of solar panels.
I freaking love this fantasy house, dude. I love you. I love the fantasy
I love you.
house. It was seriously, it was great, dude. Man, the bus that's fueled on love making. Oh, dude, where can people find you?
I'm on the social media stuff at Sandro, not Sandra, or Sandro, not Sandra, on the social media stuff. And I'll be performing in...
A minute, folks.
I'll be in Vegas in December of 2017. So MGM Grand at
He's
the
a jokester.
and I'll be at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club last year. Comedy Store otherwise, and then in town and online.
I love that you started off, but he's sarcastic, folks. That you started off telling them where they could find you, but you'll need a time machine to go see your.
Oh yeah.
So your upcoming dates, you're just saying check you out at the comedy store.
Check me out at the Comedy Store, and then all my dates are on there.
Freaking awesome,
But yeah, this is a blast,
dude. # blessed guest. What a freaking awesome time! Thank you so much for doing this, dude.
Thank you, dude. Thanks for coming out here and
dude, my
making
pleasure.
the trek and hanging out with me in the fantasy house.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you're a new listener, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and do me a favor. You know what would mean the world to me? If you left us a 5-star review and wrote something fun. That would mean the world for me. And if you've been a listener for a long time, thank you so freaking much for supporting the show. I love hearing from you guys. It brightens my day. It makes me super stoked all the time. And thank you so much for the reviews you guys have given us. And those of you that have shared it, oh my God, I appreciate it. And dude, it warms my heart. So if you haven't ever shared it, or if you have another person in mind right now, click the share button, send this to someone, and get them addicted to the crack that is Fantasy House. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go out there, live a good life, be silly, and have fun. Ciao.
I love you.
That was Sandro. He loves you too.
Shefsky's the best human being ever.
Oh, stop it. Now we're just going to 69 compliment each other for a couple hours.
I think 69 would compliment me. And you.
Dude. Oh, the best.